So here's my library, and down here are the comic books. Minus those two, of course. So I gotta say, a huge chunk of my comic books, probably like a third of them, are Archie Comics. Well, here's a picture of him smooching on Veronica, and there's him with Betty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the Archie comics that I have and lay them all out for you all to see, and then give you some little trivia about Archie, okay? And I believe that's the last one. You may notice they're not all Archies. Some of them are Jugheads. You know, we got Veronica, we got Betty and Veronica, we got Archie's joke book, Little Archie. So, yeah. I have no idea how many issues I have. But Archie Comics, the publishing company, first came out in 1939. But the character of Archie never came about until December 1941 in Pet Comics number 22. The Archie characters were created by John Goldwater, written by Vic Bloom, and drawn by Bob Montana. I hope I got that right. The adventures of Archie and Jughead and Veronica and Betty and Reggie all take place in Riverdale. Over the years, people have been discussing where Riverdale is. Some people thought it's in New York, where the creator grew up. And later on, they thought it maybe in Missouri. But overall, Riverdale doesn't really have a location. And the final count! I have exactly 114 issues of Archie and Archie-related comics. I think I'm missing some, too. Okay, so let's go through some of my favorites and some of the highlights. Here I have Archie Day by Day. It's a collection of early black and white daily comic strips. I usually read this before I go to sleep. I have here the single issues of the 5-part miniseries Freshman Year. Here's issue 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. This came out in 2008. So yeah, there are my Archie comics. It's a little part of my life, you know. I read them before I go to bed. I read them when I'm in the bathroom. I read them before I go to work or waiting for something to load on the internet. There's issues like all around, and they've been around for like over 50 years, and it's because these characters are so relatable. We've all messed up like Archie. We've all made mistakes and goofed up. We've been lazy like Jughead. We got the rich brat, and we got the sweet innocent girl, and the know-it-all Reggie. These characters are timeless. They'll last for a while. They'll be around for a while. Archie's not going anywhere. Archie came out during the time of World War II. So while the world was dark and brooding, we escaped to Archie, where it's light and humorous. And I think that's where the success of Archie came from. And who do I pick? Betty or Veronica for Archie? Well, I guess it really depends on my mood. One week when you're reading, you feel like, okay, Veronica's the one for him. And the next week, it's Betty. Well, life's all about choices, right? Thanks for watching, people. And you have a great new year, okay? See ya.